Hello everyone, I'm Alicia. For this tutorial I'm going to show you guys how to make this really pretty ring. I made it with barrel beads from the dollar bead box, but you probably will be able to find some other bead alternatives if you don't have them. It's going to be a lot of fun. Let's get going. Here's the list of materials you need to make a ring. You will need 4 feet of 8-pound fireline. And I'm not sure if 6-pound monofilament would work for this or not. You can try it and see. You're also going to need 2 size 10 beading needles. And I'm using 3 8mm Czech faceted barrel beads. These are from May 2018 dollar bead box. And I told you guys when I opened this box that I would like to make a ring with these, doing like a ladder weave. And these are so cool. They don't look like they're glass. They look like they're gemstone. They kind of look like crazy lace agate to me. They're really pretty. So if you don't have these, go through your stash, see if you have any other barrel beads. They will probably work. If they're bigger than these, you would have to increase the bead counts. If they're smaller, you would have to decrease the bead counts. And I'm also wondering if round beads would work for this. I should have tried it with round beads, but I am filming 3 videos today. This is my 3rd one, and I've been trying to get these in, so I would have done it with round beads, but I wanted to get these videos out. So if you tried this project with round beads, 8mm round beads, please comment down below and let everybody else know so they can do it if they don't have these barrel beads. Okay, so I'm also using 8 3x5mm rondelles, or you can do just 3mm round beads. I'm also using 36 3mm Czech fire polish beads. Now, the amount you will need will vary depending on whatever size ring you're needing. 36 is just the amount that I'm using for the size of ring I'm making. Okay? You're also going to need 11 seed beads, and I'm using miyuki, but I think Czech will also work for this. And I'm going to leave the list of materials down there in the description bar, like I always do, below this video. And if you're wondering about the rings I'm wearing, I just did 2 videos on these rings. You will find the videos on my channel. And that's it, so let's get started. So I put my thread onto my needles, and I made sure that my tails are the same length on both needles. And now I'm going to pick up 1 3mm, a seed bead, 3 3mm, and a seed bead, and another 3mm. Okay, slide those beads down. I'm going to pick up one of my barrel beads, and I'm going to crisscross through it. Put my needs together. Make sure that I bring this bead down to the very center of my thread. So that there you can see that the seed beads are on the corners of the barrel. Makes sense, right? So now I'm going to pick up 2 of these beads, the 3mm, on each needle. Pick up a barrel bead, and I'm going to crisscross through this bead and bring it down. Okay, so now I have this. I'm going to do the same thing again. 2 on each needle of the 3mm. Slide those down. Pick up my barrel bead and crisscross through it. Okay. Then I'm going to pick up, what was it? It's a barrel bead, no, not a barrel bead, excuse me, a 3mm bead on each side. Again, this is my 3rd video today, and I'm actually losing my voice. Okay, so I got 3mm beads on each side. I'm going to pick up a seed bead on each side, another 3mm on each side. Okay, so slide these down. And then I'm going to pick up a 3mm, just one, and slide it down and crisscross my ends through it. Just like this. Okay, pull the threads tight. So now we have this. Okay, So now I'm going to embellish the top. I'm going to pick up 4 11/0s on each needle. I just need one more on this side. So there's 4. Slide those down. I'm going to crisscross my needles through this barrel bead. Make sure that all 8 of your seed beads are on the top and pull it very tight. Okay, and then we're going to do this again, but this time we're not going to cross through a barrel bead. We're going to pick up a 3mm and cross through that. So again, 4 again on each side, 3 and 4, picking up my 3mm, crossing through that, bringing this down. It's going to lay over top just like this. I'm going to pick up 4 again on both needles, slide them down, pass the needle through the barrel bead on both sides, pull it tight, and we should now have this. Okay, again I'm going to do the same thing again. 4 on each needle, slide them down, pick up one 3mm, crisscross through that bead, bring that down, pick up 3 on each needle, not 3, 4 in each needle. Okay, then crisscross through this barrel bead. Okay, it's looking good, isn't it? It's pretty. Now I'm going to pick up 4 seed beads, and I'm going to pass through this Czech fire polish bead in the middle, and the one beside that, and through the seed bead. Okay, and you want to make sure that the seed beads lay on top, because sometimes I want to flip to the bottom. Then I'm going to pass through that 3mm. Okay, and I'm going to pass through the barrel bead and exit out of there. Okay, now I'm taking this thread, this needle, and I'm picking up my 4 seed beads, passing through this 3mm, Czech fire polish, and the one beside that, and the seed bead, just like I did in the other side. Okay, pull that through, pass through this 4mm, not 4, 3, good grief. Oh man, it's mentally draining, 3 videos in one day. Especially 2 big ones before this one. Okay, now I'm going through the barrel bead. So now that both of my threads are exiting out of the barrel bead, okay, pull them very tight. Now this looks beautiful just like this. Okay, I was just gonna add a ring band to this, but I wanted to do more because I felt like this is kind of similar to my Hugs and Kisses ring, and I wanted to add more beads here on the side because if you look, there's little gaps right there, so why not add more beads? So I'm taking the needle now, looking at the side here. We're gonna do the same thing on both sides. I'm gonna pass through this seed bead. I'm coming directly out of the barrel bead. Okay, then I'm going to pick up a seed bead, a rondelle, a seed bead. I'm going to put it right here, so I have to pass my needle through these 2 seed beads. Okay, and pop it right there into place. See that? Again, pick up the same sequence of beads, seed bead, rondelle, seed bead. And by the way, these are the gemcut rondelles. I think I forgot to mention that. Okay, I'm going in through this seed bead. Okay. So I'm just going to leave that thread and go to my other one. I'll put this one off to the side. So again, I'm coming out of the barrel bead. I have to come up through the seed bead. Okay. And then I'm going to pick up my same beads again. And then I'm going to pass through this seed bead and through the next one. See that? Pull through. Again, pick up the same bead, seed bead, rondelle, seed bead. I'm going to put it right here. So I have to take the needle and pass through this one seed bead, not both, just the one. You can bend this down if you have to. Okay, so now I have rondelles on both sides. So now I'm going to take my needles and crisscross through this rondelle. There's one. Oops, I have to take my other. It's coming out of the seed bead. Both of them have to be exiting out of the rondelles. Okay, I pull both threads tight. So now I have this. And I think this looks okay, but I feel like it looks strange, like there should be something here. So then what I'm going to do is take the needle, I'm going to do this to both sides, and I'm going to pass through these two seed beads, okay? The one I was going through earlier and the one I just added, and I'm also going to go through that rondelle. Okay, I'm going to pull this tight because I feel like it's loosening up. Okay. I'm going to pick up one seed bead, a rondelle, and one seed bead. Coming out of this rondelle, I'm going to go into this rondelle. I'm going to go through the two seed beads also, just like I did over here. Okay? Just like that, passing through. Looks pretty. I'm going to stop here and go to the other side and do that same thing. Through these two and through the rondelle. Seed bead, rondelle, seed bead, through this rondelle and through the two seed beads. Okay, I'm going to stop and pull both of these threads tight. So now I have this. It looks pretty, doesn't it? So now I have to get both of my needles to pass through this barrel bead. So here is one side, and here is the other side. Both are crisscrossing to that barrel. And then I'm going to take the needle and pass through this 3mm and through this seed bead. Then take my other needle and do the same through the 3mm and the seed bead. And now we are in place to do the ring band. Okay, so just pull it very tight before you start. For the ring band, pick up a seed bead, a 3mm on each side, slide those down, and then a seed bead, a rondelle, and a seed bead. Bring these down, crisscross through all three. Bring it down so it looks like this. Pick up with 3mm on each needle. Slide that down and then pick up another one and crisscross through that. Bring that down. And then pick up 2 seed beads on each needle. Slide those down. Pick up a 3mm and cross through this one. Here's a close-up. So I'm going to keep doing this. 2 seed beads on each side. Crisscrossing through the 3mm. Two again. Three again. Crisscrossing. 2 on each side. Picking up a 3, crisscross to the 3. So pretty simple. Just keep going doing this, picking up 2 on each side and crisscrossing through the 3mm bead. This ring band doesn't shrink, by the way, but you have to make sure that you leave enough space to repeat this section right here on this side. Okay, so just keep going and I'll be back. So now I have to do this part right here. So to do that, I'm going to pick up a 3mm each side, and then a seed bead, a rondelle, and a seed bead. Crisscross through these 3. Bring it down. Pick up a 3mm on each side and a seed bead. Slide it down. Okay, now I have to take my needle and I'm going to come in through this bead right here. And if I can, through the 3mm. Okay. And then I'm going to go through this barrel bead. And I'm going to stop right there, turn this around, and do the other side. Through the seed bead and the 3mm. And then the barrel. Pull it tight. Now I have to weave back into the ring band. So I'm going to pass through these 4 beads. Flip it over, do the same on this side. Pull both threads tight. And then I have to fill in the gaps in my ring band. So I have this. There's a gap right here. So I'm going to put a seed bead here and go through the 3mm. Pick up another seed bead, just one, and I'm going to go through these 2 11s. And I'll stop here and go to the other side and fill this in so you can see what it looks like. So picking up 1 seed bead, just like that, picking up another one and going through these 2. Okay, so now we're just going to fill in all of the gaps. In between every 2 seed beads, we're going to pick up 1 seed bead and fill in the space all the way around. Okay, So I'm just going to keep going doing this, and I'll come back and I'll show you what to do when we get to the other side. Just keep going, putting a seed bead in between, there, 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 all the way around. I'm now to the other side, and I'm just going to, again, pop a seed bead in right here, and I have to do one in between these. And I was thinking that I was just going to turn around in this barrel bead and go back down and tie knots, but I think that I should go back into these barrel beads because I only have one thread path going through here on both sides. So I'm probably going to do that. So I'll go to this needle and pick up my last two and pass through that bead there. Put one here. Okay, so I'm gonna have to go through this seed bead and through the 3mm. Okay, do the same on this side. And then once I get through here, I'm just going to reinforce my barrels if I can. I don't know if I can't. I'll just have to pass back through. You know what I do sometimes? Before I go too far, I just take my needle and I check to see if I can get through places. So, let's see. Could I get through there? Yes. And kind of yes. I have to feed it back through, so I don't know, it's a little tricky. So if I go through there, I would have to feed it back through because at the top there's blocking me. So you know what, I'm just going to go back into the ring band then and tie knots. So I'm coming out of the 3mm. I'm going to crisscross my needles through the barrel beads. Barrel bead. It's just one. Pull it tight and go through the beads again on the sides. So do you know what I mean? If you can, after you go through here, try to go through those barrel beads. It will take some time. You're just doing the same thing that we did when we first picked the barrel beads up. You're doing that same exact weave through them. Okay, so now I'm in a good spot to tie knots. And again, before I do, I want to pull everything tight. It looks good. So yeah, I think that after I tie knots here, going up the sides, if I have enough thread, I'm going to try and weave back through those barrel beads. It's kind of going to be a pain in the neck, but it's going to reinforce the base where the large beads are, and you always want to reinforce through the large beads. I just know it'll take a while for me to show you guys how to do it, but basically you're going to follow the same exact thread path as when we started, when we were picking up the barrel beads and we were weaving, going like this. Okay, so to tie a knot, I'm going to take the needle, pass through here, make a loop, pass through it twice. Bring that knot down, pass through here, and I'll tie another knot. Okay, so just keep going tying knots. I tie maybe 4 on this side, 4 on that side, and then I'm going to try to do what I told you guys. I'm going to try to weave back through those barrel beads and the Czech fire polish beads, the 3mm here on the bottom to reinforce that. So here we go. There is my finished ring. It is so cool. I like the colors. I don't normally work with these colors, so it was nice to use colors like this. So this is it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like this video, leave me a comment, Subscribe if you want to see more of my videos, and like me on Facebook. And don't forget to share pictures of the jewelry you've made from my videos on my Facebook page, and follow me on Pinterest. Thanks for watching.